also, Larry, got to talk about Shawn Porter coming up next Saturday in LA on Fox.
Yes.
Do you think this fight will be easier for him, being that it's not a Keith Thurman, it's not Errol Spence? Do you think he can get this guy out of there 5-6 rounds, something like that?
Well, I don't. It all depends on what he and Kenny Porter decide they want to do. You know, the game plan they created, and then I just follow whatever direction they want. I will say this: Shawn didn't train any less for this fight than he did any other fights, because that's just part of who he is. So we didn't take this guy lightly at all. Kenny Porter didn't take this guy lightly at all. We prepared for a fight for a guy like Keith Thurman or whoever that's in front, or Errol Spence, and that's the name I should be mentioning. So I don't see this as being any easier to fight from a mental standpoint, just simply because we're prepared for whatever he decides he wants to bring in the ring that night.
How important is that, though, that, you know, fans, media, they can say it's an easier fight, but just how, even Pat Barry, who owns this gym, was telling me the fighter can never think like that.
Yeah, well, that's very important, because then you lose the drive, you lose the competitive spirit, you lose the work ethic. So you can't afford to think that any fight's easy or any fighter is easy. You have to look at that fight like any other major title, and that's how we looked at this fight. And in all respect, we don't want to take anything away from the kid. I think he's 18-0, 19-0.
He's
20-0 maybe. I don't know, but something like that.
22-0, 22-0 with 14 knockouts.
Yeah, and he's undefeated. You know, he's if I'm not mistaken, IBO
welterweight champion. Yeah.
So you can't take anything away from a kid like that. You got to be able to, you know, give him the respect he's due. Because only if you give him the respect he's due can you really appreciate the art that's going to happen in the ring that night. So he's a great fighter. He wouldn't be in the ring with one of the best in the sport right now. Shawn, I think, is ranked #1 in the WBC. So with that being said, you just don't put anybody in the ring with him. With the #1 guy, it has to be a solid contender.
How's Shawn's conditioning right now? I even heard he's holding his breath underwater for like almost 3 minutes.
Man, listen. All I can say, it never fails to amaze me, some of the things Shawn Porter can do. And to be honest with you, I know for a fact we still haven't reached that plateau of what he can do. This camp, he came with something a little bit different. We did things a little bit different, but the results are still the same with a high level of fitness. So I'm excited to see him do his thing and have fun in the ring, and hopefully, you know, give the fans what they want to see.
You got a final prediction for next Saturday?
Yes, we walk away victorious. That's all I have. You know, it's not my job to decide how the fight plays out.
Yeah.
Whether it ends up a knockout, it ends up a decision. What I can say is I expect Shawn Porter to go do what Shawn Porter does and walk away with the victory.